sounds fake.
And we're live. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'm not going to forget to hit the button until halfway through the stream. Okay, we're live, and I tweeted. Hey, everybody. It's the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're going to learn the truth about the McGilded murder. Converse. The truth
now
of
I can
the
listen
omnibus
to the stream
case.
to find out if you're lying to me about your audio being good.
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's good, but if it's not, please let me know.
You fool. Well, maybe my internet's just fucking up. I hope not. Considering I can't load the stream, that doesn't bode well.
It's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign, is it? Why would I be able to join this call but not load the stream? Unless we hadn't technically been live yet. Or something. I don't know.
I don't know. The stream is also kind of poor most of the time anyway, because our internet's not very good. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilded's overcoat.
In the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony.
Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fellow bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. Yo hoity hoy hoy. Irish. But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. Well, actually, it's brown with purple on it. These stains couldn't have arisen from Mr. McGilded trying to pull the... Now, let me be clear.
Now, let me be clear. Michelle. Let me be clear.
Just disappears.
Anyways.
These stains couldn't have arisen from McGilded trying to pull the victim to his feet.
What do you mean couldn't have?
Probably didn't.
No, if that was what happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed over the front of the coat. I mean, I'm just saying, what if he was bad at helping people?
What if he only helps people by hugging them?
What if he, what if he three-stooged over to this man and tried to pick him off the ground?
Just fucking...
And made a real clown of himself.
Just fell on him knife first. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over Mr. McGilded's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. I don't know why I keep appending Mr. to it. I think it's because I see the capital M and my brain just goes, yes, Mr.
Mr. Gilded.
Mr. Gilded. I've tried to run from the truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, was Magnus McGilded.
Why were you trying to run from that? Was that something you didn't want to face?
He helped a guilty man get off, I guess, but it didn't seem like something that really bothered him this whole time, especially because he died right afterwards. Get off.
Get off. It means a sex thing, too.
Yeah. Double entendres.
In her entendres. No, wait, that was innuendo. I was trying to do the Scrubs quote, but it's innuendo in her endo.
Yeah. I mean, it was close enough.
Because there's that guy in Scrubs with the headband.
Yeah.
I forget his name. Like Ricky or something.
I don't fucking know.
Randy, maybe.
It's been some time since I've seen Scrubs. And I didn't really watch it.
Listen. I watched all of Scrubs once, and then I got season 9 was not the thing to do.
Yeah, seems like a lot of shows that you watched for a while went that way, huh?
Well, I mean, Scrubs at least had a really good ending, and then they tried to do a spin-off show to continue it after having this really good ending.
Yeah.
Because the actual end of season 8 was great. But then they were like, Scrubs Med School, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
It was not the thing to do. It was.
But then they decided they wanted more money.
Yes. It was Todd. The Todd is what his name was. Is a surgeon at Sacred Heart known for his rampant sexual innuendo and sexual harassment of females. Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks,
Anyways. Mr. Naruhodo.
That horrible case is solved at last. And I helped the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence.
And then he burned to death.
How could I have let that happen?
It's alright, he burned to death.
It was you. No. Did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGilded was innocent? No.
No.
I believed... Or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is defense lawyer's greatest weapon. A weapon?
Feels not true.
A lawyer's weapon. Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson.
You mean Kazumism?
Yeah, that guy.
Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what is truth and what is a lie. Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. A gun. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have.
Unwavering belief.
Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly.
What's funny, Gina? Oh, sounds like in this Empire of Japan you come from, everyone must be soft.
True.
Well, come on, look at the mess it's got you into, believing in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free.
And then burned to death.
And then he burned to death. Well,
Cannot stress enough he immediately burned to death. It's not like he did anything in between those.
Yeah, it's not like he went to kill again.
He was freed. He went, haha, I'm freed. Oh no, I'm burning to death.
Like if he had gone to walk free and then killed like 5 more people, I think Ryunosuke would have something to feel bad about here, but he's just doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sus.
It was
sus.
It was sus.
Well, at least you learned a lesson now, eh? Innit? Believing people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back at the end. As soon as you let down your guard, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one. Get hurt by no one. That's not true.
Gina, may I ask you something?
No. What?
I just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial?
How many times do I have to say it? Rip them up and chuck them away.
Are you really sure that's what you want?
I bet it's what he wants and all now. Mr. I'm a believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo...
A lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients.
You're right. I don't believe you, Gina. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna go drink tea. Don't trust her. Say I can't trust her.
There's no
End her. Do it. Yes. Yes.
We'll do this.
Save the game.
In case it just ends the game. Because I don't want to have to go through the whole cutscene again. But what choice do I really have here? I have to believe in her. Oh, God, alright. Although I can hardly believe myself that I'm making this choice in spite of everything. Let's just put it down to one of life's little curiosities. Gina, Let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Are you
Said it
half-baked?
before and I'll say it again.
No, I'm all the way baked. I'm always baked.
I went to a wedding once, and
Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. Narrow-Auto. Didn't you hear what I said before? I'm a born liar. Fibs just trip off me tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled a wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you into all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it.
Well, I couldn't understand half of what you said, but
I don't speak
Gina.
Cockney, but the parts that get through to me sound true enough.
It sounds about right. I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there's more into this life than you yet realize.
What do you mean?
Reading comprehension.
For
The
starters.
world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down. None of them are in this room.
It's true that I'm just a student of law, and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I am completely on your side.
Until you get burned to death.
Until you get burned to death. What do you
I
expect
can't
me
help
to
you
say
there.
to that? Aw.
That's decided. We'll take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. You'd be ashamed to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully.
Do what you like. You Eastern Lauder. I don't know what you are. I don't get you. Gina's taken herself off to the back of her cell. She'd never admit it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out all right in the end, I think. Ah!
Whoever's hiding there, show yourself at once. Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice.
Miss Susato?
Somebody is there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before.
What? Is it... Blimey, you're sharp,
Blimey, you're sharp, eh?
Ah, damn.
No, it's me, it's Gregson. I suppose you're using one of them mystical Japanese arts. Like
Yeah,
your
like-
stealth
like
I've heard so
hearing.
much about.
I
Like
heard the
hearing
chips
the-
crunching.
I heard you eating fish and chips.
If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Rexy!
Oh dear me, I'm most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you.
How long you been listening in on our conversation?
Good grief, listening in? No. I just got word there's more visitors here refusing to leave, even though it was after hours. I'll show you, ladyship. I only just arrived this very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all there is. Nothing untoward, nothing at all.
After hours? Is it that late already?
So then, I'll humbly excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio, all the best, bye and bye.
It's a lot of farewells, and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. Oh, but I wanted to have a chat.
Terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the moment.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
I'll get this emergency spring court dealt with sharpish Lord Strongheart will, well...
Emergency? Lord Strongheart?
Nothing, forget I said anything. Anyway, I'm off.
All right, Grexy, if you have to, but let's chat soon.
Delighted, charmed, can't wait, if you please, my pleasure.
That's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them sounded sincere. Grexy's so funny. He says such silly things. It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. Listen, man, if it gets me more paycheck, I'm not going to complain. We all have to hustle.
In the court clerk's office now. Listen, I didn't choose to live in capitalism, but I'll win it. I will. I must attend the court clerk's now office before close it.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. What a weird sentence.
really just backwards my way through that one.
I mean, it wasn't a great sentence to begin with.
Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Harado. I shall meet you there later.
Okay. And so our investigation came to an end. But we didn't learn anything. Susato-san went to file the necessary papers in our defense of Gina the following day. We solved a case from 2 months ago. We barely learned anything about this one. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Susato-san will be leaving Britain and making our way back to Japan.
Yeah,
shit. That also.
No, I remember. Don't worry. I did not forget about that factoid.
16th April, 11:13 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy.
Naruto-san. It's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted.
What about you, Susato-san? Today has been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Shulm was shot before our eyes, Gina was arrested, all on the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon.
Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm.
I like that there's a fucking, like, justice scale in the back room so that you know this is a lawyer's office.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Obviously. It needed
he could also weigh out medals.
He could.
Either way, you do whatever you want. And yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them.
I know exactly what you mean.
Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow.
One final task? Are you gonna tell me about the weird shit that you were doing?
No.
You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean?
Oh my, I nearly forgot.
But you just told me about...
Please, I want you to have this.
What is that? Some huge bundle of documents.
My book of stamps. It's my it's my notes
my
from the case collection. 2 months ago.
This is where I keep all of my state quarters.
The murder that was committed on the omnibus.
The McGilded case.
It seems to me that this case of Mr. Winterbake's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case. In ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you.
With everything else she's had to think about, Susato-san still managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting.
It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina.
Thank you so much, Susato-san. I will do my best to use it wisely. You really are the...
I can't fucking read.
I can't read any... Oh, right, I forgot I can't read. We'll figure it out.
She just wrote it in cursive and we can't, it's indecipherable. Ah, shit.
You really are the best judicial assistant in the world.
True!
True.
Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
Sorry? I didn't quite catch what you said there.
Oh, I was supposed to kill you. Ignore me, I was just mumbling to myself.
The McGilded case
She was
notes have been
assassin.
entered into the court record. Okay, I guess not important. Going back to Japan.
It's just 2 months since we arrived in London, but we've managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret.
I'm so sorry, Susato-san.
It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts.
I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something.
And what would that be?
It seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities.
Facets?
And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex
Like a
patterns.
jewel!
Like a jewel! Light plays off
Like
them
a
in complex
jewel.
patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives.
Sorry,
Yep.
I was about to say like a jewel after he said facets, and then he said like a.
And then he said
It's one of
like
those
a
words
jewel.
that is only used with like facets could be applied to many things, but it's only applied
It's
to
only
jewels.
used to jewels. Diamonds, beautiful diamonds.
Diamonds, breathtaking diamonds.
But we only
Did I
see
tell you once I heard a radio ad that just went like that, where the dude just kept like yelling diamonds? It was wild.
It's really good. But we only see a small number of the total facets, and what is illuminated is only part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live.
That's so true.
Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much, but I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated and I'll finally understand how everything fits together.
Naruto-san.
I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark.
It's amazing to think it's been just 2 months. You've grown so much.
Sorry, I've what?
Oh no, it was nothing. Unimportant.
Okay. Do you know what time you will leave London in the morning?
Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m.
Jesus, wasn't it like past 11 when the time clock just now? I see.
I'm going to nap for 2 seconds, and then...
I mean, she'll be on a boat for 50 days after that, so fucking who cares, I guess. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station.
Absolutely not.
Sorry?
I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow.
Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but...
Every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you'll find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. Or I will knock you the fuck out. And
Judo
you'll sleep
flip.
that way.
One more time for the road.
One more time. Ah!
Ah!
one more Sasato toss to go. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruto-san. I must finish packing my things in my room.
Susato-san,
I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night.
Wait! There's something I need to say. Ah, God, no! Ah!
Hiya! Got his ass.
What was that?
A secret technique of mine. The Susato shutdown.
Shut down?
Please, I implore you. Shut the fuck up. We have to voice our goodbyes. I won't be able to hold back my tears.
Susato-san. I forgot to mute
Damn,
deck.
I can't tell if I'm emotional or concussed from being judo tossed.
Yeah, it truly has been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted, and yet the idea of sleep somehow seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes, and as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. And then I was late for court, and Gina was found guilty.
And Gina died. No. And here's the part where the game gets artsy on us and makes us wait for 8 in-game, like real-world hours as time passes.
17th April, the small hours, St. Sinners Hospital, Ward 3. Oh boy. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. I'm assuming. Yeah. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place, exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. Who?
Thank you so much. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes.
Susato, maybe? On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. Yeah, it's definitely Susato. Yep. My dear madam. He's gonna be our assistant tomorrow. To be continued. I mean, I hope so.
How did she know he'd be awake?
Maybe the morphine or whatever finally wore off.
You mean the anesthetic?
Yeah,
I almost said Anastasia, but that was a...
Yeah, the Anastasia?
That was...
The musical, it
You
just
mean
finished.
the movie? It's done!
When I awoke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last, one that I would remember for the rest of my days.
At least I could finally make my bed.
17th April, 9:32 a.m., the Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend, then? Sorry? You know, in a fancy dress. Susato,
she's
how do
gone.
you say it? I don't know. Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You alright with that, are you? Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. She left 5 hours ago. It's not as though Miss Susato and I won't meet again. One day. Even so. But you, Gina. You only get one chance. The trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two, I assume. Ah, damn, it's the other one. How are you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep? Why'd you bring the cat? Meow.
No.
Horace, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Cat. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
bye. Waggy? Great way to show your support, kitty. Let him have a nose around. What I'm gonna do? Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Ginny? Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. I always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright, then I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning. Carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh? The bad news was a weather report? So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and the train isn't delayed on its way to the port. Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it? I guess. I couldn't give a monkeys, really. If only all good news cancelled out the bad. And look, this trial has made the headlines too. Uh-oh. Pawnbroker perishes in pig-purse plunder. See? How'd you like that? Well, let them say what they want, see if I care. I can't because you're covering your face. Don't worry, Bruno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will? And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno? She's still... Oh, yeah, let's hope so. She is still a pickpocket. She's just not a murderer. Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? It's like she was still here. Today's paper has been entered into the court record. I need to get a look at that right now. Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. I mean, I need to look at that newspaper. It's probably got something relevant in it. What's on the backside? What's all this said?
What? So we said.
I can only kind of read that. A sensational story lower down the front page as well. Look. Ministry mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her fingers on the pulse of the world news. She could just read the newspaper. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted? But how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Bruno? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be, and it could explain why he has Gregsy running from pillar to post at the moment. The details of today's paper have been updated in the court records. Wait, the foreign agents... Nah, that wouldn't have anything to do with... Poor guy. Pawnbroker perishes in pig-purse plunder.
No, I want newspaper!
How awful. For Ginny, I mean. But tomorrow's headline will be Discharged Diver's Dauntless Do-Gooder, right? Yes, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger. Bigger? How? Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial, perhaps. Protects planet?
Protects the planet. How does she do that?
I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great. Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still.
Oh no.
I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you more support and encouragement. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest. But thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris. Yes, Ginny? Well, I was wondering is all, about Sholmes. They fix him up all right? Yes, the operation was a great success. But Hurley still hasn't come around yet. Ah, but he has, though. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Susato-san and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense, the trial's about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. It's time then. Yes, let's go, Gina, Iris. Lead the way, Bruno. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. 17th April, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom.
Oh, the old...
Ah, hold on.
There he is.
In the name of your majesty, we humbly declare this court to be adjourned. The trial of the devil and guilt of innocent and mystery to restored. I now go both counsel prosecutors to declare willing to proceed.
The prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready.
Lord Van Six,
My lord,
remind me, how many years ago was it that you accused from the public prosecution service?
it was some 5 years ago, man. 1 year ago. 2 years ago. 3 years. Hey, Mulligan's here. What the hell, more Attorney?
Yeah. Oh, I should have.
Oh, there's an
I wish I had
Easter
seen that
egg if
shovel
we
thing
investigate
sooner.
the shovel. Damn.
Damn. I'll get it next time.
Is it Vision 6? I mean, I think he's just picking our cases on purpose for reasons he hasn't disclosed.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, and then 2 months ago you were serviced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today.
I mean, my best guess
Are there
is
some
that he,
circumstances in which the court should be aware to have led to this erratic behavior?
I'm guessing he's picking cases at first related to McGilded and then probably related to us after that first one. I'm guessing he had something out for the guy. Or was trying to get him because he was clearly a fucking...
I mean, it's definitely
Like
just
dirtbag.
because they only wanted to put one lawyer in the game.
I mean, yeah, that, but...
but
like,
there's an in-universe
story-wise,
reason.
yeah.
In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government.
Really?
Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little bit puzzling, counsel.
There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large.
Magnus McGilded. He means Mr. McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGilded. If I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him.
And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters
What?
from those tiny islands in the Far East, the Nipponese.
Excuse me? Did he really just say
There are
that?
2 people I hate. Assholes and the Japanese.
He means you now, Bruno. I actually managed to work that out too, thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you
Very
talking about?
racist. Towards the Japanese.
That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eyes. Was that directed solely at me, or was he talking about all
I'm so
Japanese
confused.
people?
There are obviously scathing explanations, Lord Van Six.
Well, that was weird.
So, the chair welcomes the return to the so-called people of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors.
Your lordship is too kind.
Now, George, thank you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial.
I wonder if the foreign thing is gonna come up, huh? Do you think maybe? Do you think maybe based on based on that obvious Russian man? Wait, wasn't he the fucking guy from the second trial on the boat?
Yes. And the old man is here, but as a doctor now.
But he's a doctor now.
And the maid is also...
And the maid.
The maid.
The maid.
And this
and
lady's
also...
here. And is that just the hat guy, but not with a hat?
Maybe? That lady with the
Remember
earbuds
hat
seems
guy?
like she's probably an intelligence person if she's got the headphones this time. And also
She's a
Mr.
Morse
Garrett
code
is
operator.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. Rah, rah, Rasputin.
There he
I
is.
read to hear the elders speak before you and determine the guilt for this incident defendant. Oh, the defendant is in place of me. Let me that here already.
Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, everything is all ready for me. Now you can have that guy. I don't understand it. I can't have left it here and there. It's not possible, but could I have?
I want to do Rasputin.
Yeah, obviously, absolutely. Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop.
What? What? What a weird thing to say. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. What the fuck?
Yeah? Is something wrong, Bruno?
Remember the newspaper from Case 2?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah,
this
that's
was
what
the
I was
guy
talking
that was
about.
hunting the ballerina lady, right?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh no, this is the guy she was pretending to disguise as, or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what the newspaper said, but yeah, that was that guy. I thought I recognized him. No, not exactly, it's just...
I do want to be goofy
I'm
guy
fairly
as
sure
well,
I
so can
recognize
be
these
three of them.
jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Yeah, okay, that is Hat Guy from before. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it is quite strange. These jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know. So I've been led to believe... Nope, so I've been led to believe, but something tells me I'm being duped.
Very well, now Lord Warren 6. The court holds upon the prosecution issues the facts of the case.
As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder.
He's not even fucking paying attention.
The victim, Mr. Pop Windbank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene.
He was shot in the back, but then how come the hole go outward? Unless that's muzzle. Unless that's like powder burn also.
That's just powder burn, really.
Yeah.
As the court will observe, there was a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Give him a Russian accent. Give who a Russian accent? The Russian guy?
The Russian guy?
I gave him
Probably.
a Russian accent.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't I? Did I not?
Yeah,
I
you
felt
did.
like I did a bad Russian accent.
No, you got
Okay.
it.
I was like, did
It's
I
on a
forget what
delay.
Russian was for a second? Ah, delay.
Yeah,
Delay is on.
probably
On delay. Delay is on.
Now reading.
Moving on to the finding of Scotland Yard's coroner. Sorry, that took me a second. Thank you for following up on my on belay joke. I know.
Yeah, I know. A thing that Hey, no, you didn't go to school. Never mind. I was gonna ask her if she had ever done that for fucking rock climbing into school, but then I realized what a ridiculous sentence that was.
I can only ever I just don't ever assume that Boko will get a reference, but the ones she does get are just like random.
It's not
like,
the ones you would ever expect.
Because she's never watched SpongeBob or gone to like a public high school, but she does know about the cult made all men equal.
It's completely random.
His report. Sorry. Voice cracked there. I really need to remember to bring water down here.
Yeah.
His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
And what's that supposed to tell us?
Trajectory. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say.
Oh.
The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord.
Let me get my hands on those.
Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please.
The autopsy report has been entered in the court record. The crime scene photograph has been entered in the court record.
I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred.
Just remind me to look at those when he's done talking.
The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned on him. A windowless room with a single point of entry. A door to the main shop was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there are only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the accused.
Yeah.
It may further interest the court to know when the accused was discovered at the scene. She had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
Well, that's it then, isn't it? Nothing more to say. Isn't that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway? She's one of them filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the Joes waiting for? That girl's guilty as hell. Objection! We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. Alright.
My learned Nipponese friend.
Damn.
It is you who must jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses.
What license? How? They were in a sealed room.
They were in a sealed room.
They're peeking through the little window slot and they're like, ah, damn. After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpockets or a cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth.
What will take the floor, plan and firearm and evidence? Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Six.
At once, my lord.
The crime scene floor plan has been entered into the court record. Winterbank's revolver has been entered into the court record. This isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno. Hold on, I need to examine that evidence real quick before I forget.
Examine everything. Examine all the evidence.
Pop Winterbank, male, occupation, pawnbroker on Baker Street, time of death between 1 and 1:30, reporting party, me. Coroner Dr.
It's
Stevens.
me, baby!
Wait a minute. Is the fucking... It doesn't matter.
What's page 2?
Postmortem for single bullet wound found in upper half of victim's back, no other visible signs of trauma. Instant death from posteroanterior bullet. to the
Yeah.
wound to the heart. Bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna find out that that fucking doctor's name is Dr. Stevens. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything in particular that looks interesting other than that.
It looks like he got shot.
It looks like he got shot in the back, my god. I looked directly into the barrel. Can't find anything out of... hold on, I missed it. This is Mr. Windibank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. Mr. Windibank always used to keep this gun on hand to his shop counter. Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand. That's right. Keep all the pawned articles that were in his care safe. But his one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing interesting on the gun, as far as I can tell.
It's a gun?
It's a gun. I think that's because it has. Ooh, instantly. Didn't even wait this time.
Boom. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windebank on the 16th April of this year.
You could just say yesterday.
I'll kill you.
Look at those two extremely suspicious-looking people.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Do you want to do tall guy or short guy?
I'll do tall guy. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is it? I'll find it. Hold on. Kind of want to give him like a yeah, boss. Yeah. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is a baddie, professional baddie.
Name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's same as him. Device Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector.
That's right. We're what they call the three Skulkin brothers.
What? Are these his relatives?
What you look like me there for? Don't let me in with you lot.
God blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through?
So, Sorry, I'm trying to process what's happening.
No, Gregson is not actually their brother.
I'm also trying to figure out if I if I want to differentiate Ringo. Now I'm just gonna do a random low voice.
His chin is so big.
It's all above. Rough contract.
I mean, I can't do another Jowly voice. That's the judge.
Rough contract.
Damn it! Now I'm thinking about the judge voice.
No,
All
you got
fucked
it, I
up.
believe.
It's all the rough, lost contract with her we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital.
And last night we come across you, the very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo?
He is, Nash. He is. Hey, spit of him.
So we saw it, and we was going to do. We was going to call you.
Big rough skulky.
Sulky, in fact.
Come on, leave it out, you two.
Sulky Skulkin? And that's before he's run out of chips.
It's Mario and Luigi. Tweedledee and Tweedle.
Boy, bruv.
Well then, Rector Sulky Gregson.
Beg your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias.
What I'd like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand.
The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft.
Thieves, are they, these three?
No?
No, my lord. Begging your pardon, but please don't lock me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime.
By Joe, you mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed the proprietor's murder.
He's on a box.
Order, order.
The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future.
With the old ships are not to remain in the stand to keep these two jets on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Yet we go out our cargo witnesses. I will permit them to take the stand.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question, and what exactly you saw.
Happy to.
Happy to.
Because the Skulkin's never
Because the
skulking.
Skulkin's never skulking. Get out of it.
They just look at the look they do to him is really good. Illegal entry. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and a guy's door was ajar, see?
It was like some guy side, begging for us to go in, it was.
But once we got inside, God blimey lummy, we had a gunshot from the back room.
What to see what was what, but Woodall was up from the inside.
We never did nothing, governor. We never took nothing. We just left after it, nice and quiet. Okay, but I was there.
A terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment his miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot.
The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail.
What do you mean they barely said anything?
In every detail!
They said they walked in and the door was locked. That's it.
The door
They didn't even say they
providing
looked in
access
the
to
door.
storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found.
I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. In the defense being cross-examined the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel?
Yes. What's the matter, Bruno? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. I was literally there. We was walking down Baker Street in S'mores. Gav's door was ajar, see? I think that's true. I'm pretty sure it was open when we got there. Some kind of sign.
It
begging
was
us
like
to
some
go
kind
in.
of sign, begging for us to go in, it was.
One meaningless. Let's just go ahead. Hold it! A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Yep. Just the one, Governor. I can swear to that.
It was nice, it was. Made it right, bruv. The firearm used belonged to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Winterbank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter. Right, I remember.
When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Winterbanks always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded. That's true. I remember him saying that as well.
So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon.
Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused.
Wonderful. I thought the one bullet thing was going to be more useful. I had to see what was... Hold it! Hold it!
Yeah, we went to see what was...
Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom?
If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help.
I'm just pressing the buttons, man.
Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there's only one other door. That of the storeroom.
Of course, it was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by it.
And the door was hidden behind the curtain and all.
That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I think. Oh, well, yeah, you turned a rabbit, Ringo.
Well, Dash, yeah, I suppose you'd have to say something we ain't normal, eh?
Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing gunshot or scream. They timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the later inclination. My learned Japanese friend, it would seem, is of the former.
Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night.
Right, you capsules. I believe we all understand that the door's locked and could not be opened. But I've seen witnesses.
I don't believe that. Even a little bit. Hold on. You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story? Well, it was Bedlam soon as, weren't it?
It was nice, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out me lacy lockets.
So with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left nice and quietly, you say. Damn, he fucking dissected that one.
Wow.
I think that might have just been Cockney rhyming slang. Which, if he figured out in 2 months, that's actually pretty impressive. That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers.
We are, Nash, we are. Yeah, we even pulled me dukes out me lacy lockets.
So you'd clearly like us to believe. Eh? Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person?
Saints alive! They fired a gun, you say?
Ah! Blimey, Governor!
You ain't told us it was you in the doorway.
It was.
Why, the bleeding Nora.
Did you mention that before? You were armed with a gun. As you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes. They shot the great Mr. Sholmes? I did hear that, actually. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital.
And then Lord Van Zink's like, source? And Renosuke's like, me! I'm the source!
I was there!
On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them
the way
away.
they look, and act, and are.
the way they are. Look at them. Look at them.
This is the most suspicious man I've ever seen.
Oh, my stream is lagging. Oh, there we go. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot being signs of a shot being fired from it. Huh? The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from those brothers.
Well, some big remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, Captain. The court will hold this weapon as evidence.
The Skulkin brothers' gun. No, my learned Nepalese friend.
Just gonna.
You know, this is probably the most I'm ever gonna say the word Nepalese in my life.
Yeah, I hope so. It's not a thing people say. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders. What?
Well,
Excuse me?
it would.
which tells us that
What,
only
they're
a
just
single
gonna
shot has
like
been
write it
fired
down
from
and unload it, Steven? You be stupid.
Exactly. Bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes, it happened almost as soon as we'd walked in through Winterbank's door. I'll make those brothers pay. Time to cap 'em. Cheerio.
Blam blam.
Yes.
Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence.
Come again?
For yes, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime, under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection! Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there!
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast to your incompetence and to move on.
Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left the Winterbanks that night.
What demands that all claims are firm with killing proof? What evidence shows it was witnesses unloaded a firearm at the pawnbrokers that night?
Hold on. Does this have pictures in it? Yes, it does! Take that!
Your Honor, if I could just point out this green blood.
The evidence is in this portfolio.
What earth do you got there, Captain?
During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains.
Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nepalese of you.
He really just cranks up the racism in this one, huh? Well, anyway...
Oh, he goes hard.
We analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio.
Have you claimed to have evidence the court is demanding therein?
Yes, my lord. I mean, this is clearly a trap, though, because he can be like, when we're gonna tell him, this is the bullet they fired, and he goes, see, that means the other gun was the one used to kill Winterbank. And uh-oh, your dipshit friend had it. Case closed.
Only one bullet, was fired.
No one doubted them, Captain. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene?
This one.
Take that!
Take that!
What is that? Explain!
It's a photographic print taken at Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident.
The scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged in there.
Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Winterbank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death.
This occurred at 1 hour after midnight. Listen, the film was shot and was fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th.
That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes that this credible evidence the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Yeah!
All right, how does the prosecution sound, Lord Zeeks?
With my legs. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection.
What? Okay.
But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back into the street.
Hey, I can easy here, Governor. You gotta land us in the soup.
Reality, we won't go get into them big house. Tell 'em, Skulky. Set the rope straight.
I have nothing to add.
So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes.
It would seem now that I owe my learned Japanese friend a world of gratitude.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact.
What that you have learned, Lord Vanzix?
As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brothers' gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim.
Ah! Yeah.
In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Winterbank at all.
So that's it. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
We did, yes, we did. That's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, burglary, and let us not forget, attempted murder. What a catalog, eh, fellas?
Yeah.
We're in for it now, bruv.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly.
Where's he going with this?
Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look.
He installed a pair of machines like this one in the
Oh,
victim's
right.
shop.
That did happen.
The cameras, yeah.
Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that, Council? His appearance of a photographer in the captain.
Yeah.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
correct.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device.
Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed.
The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question.
Oh, that's helpful. I mean, maybe. Okay, 8:30, 9, nothing. 10, nothing. Or 9:30.
As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced at a quite desultory fashion.
Okay.
Rather prodigal, I feel.
In fact, there are two such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here. Great coverage.
That's like fucking terrible. They didn't even put him in the corners.
Why would they?
If you say these cameras produce a print every half hour, I'm afraid I fail to see. And it would help if the thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals.
Are they offset?
Maybe.
One can only play the would-be criminal lingers, my lord.
Listen, this is security cameras before security cameras. It's the best he can do.
On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
That's a bit of fraud talk, eh, bro?
My Lux loves a skulking. What is it? At what time did your trespassing begin?
Hey, it must have been just after 1, right, bruv?
Must have been nice, must have been. Yeah, just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence.
Oh, that's not... How the Oh, come on!
Oh, hey, Gina. God damn.
Well,
We're fucked.
that's not good.
Gina.
Come on.
Gina.
I almost want to end it
Gina,
just on
Gina.
this.
I do want to end on... I was actually going to suggest if we end on this.
Just on this screen. Alright, well, I guess we'll figure that
Well,
shit out
fuck.
next week sometime.
Hang on, I'll read my last line.
What's wrong with it?
Dun dun dun. Ooh boy, that's unfortunate timing. It's like a gibbon
Damn.
that tries to store a video by having an image of each individual frame. Yeah, I guess, technically.
What if we put all the images in the rotoscope?
And then
Would
just
that help
it was
us
like a
somehow?
flip book. I don't think so, no. Alright, but that is going to do it for us tonight.
Damn.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next week for stuff. Bye.
Goodbye.